out of cycle update. Decentralized finance under attack? CryptoTalk.fm. My name is Leister. I'm your host. And I want some of you listening to the show to give my credit, give me my flowers, as the kids like to say. Because Leister on a past episode told you that we don't have decentralized finance. We don't have true decent. There's centralization all over the damn place. And I was one of the first to tell you this, despite what people on YouTube and other places in the interwebs were saying to you. I said we don't have decent. I said it's a centralized playground. And the actions from the SEC very most recently just affirm what I said to be the truth, as they issued what's referred to as a Wells notice to a decentralized exchange. We don't know the full extent of what this means. We don't know how it's going to pan out, but Uniswap has come out and they've said we're ready to fight this business. We're willing to go to court, and it's an attack on decent finance. So they're trying to make sure everybody is aware. Now, there's precedent for this. SEC went against Tornado Cash. SEC went against the Libri token, which is for Odyssey. They've gone after decentralized situations before, all around unregistered securities. There's precedent for what we are seeing, but we've not seen them go after a decentralized exchange like a Uniswap. Uniswap, of course, is the largest with respect to the Ethereum trading. When you don't have access to a centralized exchange, you're going to go to the Decent side in order to do those trades. Uniswap has its own token. The Uniswap token crapped ever slightly. It didn't go all the way down, but it did go down. Message from them. This is Uniswap. Quote, the boss. Not surprised, just angry, frustrated, ready to fight. Confident the products we offer are legal. The products are not, and that our work is on the right side of history. There is no real history, but it's been clear for some time that the SEC has decided to focus on attacking long-time, well-intentioned organizations like Uniswap and Coinbase, rather than working to create clear and informed rules. All the while, bad actors like FTX were turned a blind eye to. This fight will take years, could go all the way to the Supreme Court, and the future of financial technology in our industry hangs in the balance. If we're together, we can win. I think freedom is worth fighting for. I think DeFi is worth fighting for. Stop. I want you to process what was just said, and I want you to process the intent, and I want you to process what it all means. I actually think it's a good thing this happened. Here's why. I said, Leister, we don't have decent. It's a myth. It's fake. It's fake and phony. It's not true. No matter who claims what, we don't have decent. We don't have true decent. There's centralization all over the place. Let's ask the question then, right? Uniswap. Is Uniswap a centralized thing? Yes, it is, because it's one place to go. Uniswap would swear, no, we're not centralized. We are decent because we're decent. But there's a boss. Somebody runs the thing. There's somebody who runs the code. Somebody makes stuff happen. And most importantly, and the reason I think this is good, there are people making decisions about what gets listed on Uniswap. Here's where I'm going with this. Way back yonder, it used to be that you could trade the Hex token on the Ethereum chain on Uniswap. Uniswap made the arbitrary decision to ban trading on it. If you try to do a trade, you get a message that tells you it's not allowed. So they acknowledge it, but they made a decision to ban it. If it's truly decent, why does this one organization have the authority to block trades of a certain token? Now, we can say, well, Uniswap was trying to block securities. We suspect that's the case. However, they allow other tokens that behave just like Hex on the trading. So we can't use that excuse. The truth is, there was a personal intent and action taken from Uniswap against one of these tokens, which means there's a central authority, which creates centralization. And I would suspect that the SEC, in their lawsuit to come, is going to target unregistered securities, as they always do. But I also think that what they're likely to do is call out these situations where a decision was made regarding what gets traded on the exchange versus not. See, it's when you have these situations where an actor is able to make an arbitrary decision. I would argue like 1inch does the same thing. They're making a decision. That means they are making the decision around what gets traded, how it gets traded, who gets benefited from the fees and everything else. And I talked about how the SEC really is focusing on the money aspect. Is Uniswap getting enriched from the trades? Absolutely, because they collect fees from the stuff. Keep an eye on this one because I think this is going to be huge, but a good thing for cryptocurrency to finally put some light on the shady side of the cryptocurrency industry. And if it turns out that Uniswap can win the case that's to come and they don't bow down like Kraken did, it'll help set some precedent that can be used to defend and make a case. Or even better, we would start seeing some changes in the decent space to make it truly decent, which is what I would like to see. In other words, no matter what, I think it's a win-win. Some people are dumping out due to FOMO. They're afraid, they're freaked out. That's cool if you want to do that, but I think this is great. I think it's fantastic. Time will tell whether I'm right or these FOMO sellers are correct. I think it's great news for cryptocurrency to finally shed some light on the shady business of Decent.